Alright, this is Patrick, aka Counter Unit 5, and I'll be covering the transformation for the Gundam Unicorn Banshee. Now, before I start, I just would like to say that I really like this transformation. It essentially emphasizes the typical differences between a normal mobile suit, so the Unicorn kind of represents that, Unicorn mode, and then to that of a Gundam, which is obviously the Destroy mode. So key features will be revealed onto the Gundam mode, which is different from the Unicorn, and it just emphasizes like the sheer difference in design usually for a Gundam. So they usually, what a lot of people do is that they take the whole thing apart, but I'm gonna just keep it in one piece, and I'll just show you the transformation. So let's start with the bottom up. So first off, you want to flip out the heel, flip down the foot like that. Now these pieces should be tucked underneath this piece right here, which you want to lift up and align it here, like so. It kind of helps to use the ankle as a help to align this. Now these pieces are clamped together. You want to separate them like that, and then you can rotate them down. Although there is a really high chance that these will pop off. Basically, these pieces. Oh, and then you want to also extend the ankle like that. See that white gray piece that just flipped out until it clicks. Then you can flip these out. Oops, and it just popped off already. Now what these do is that when they're flipped down, they actually lock the entire ankle, so you can't push it back in. And then you want to flip this up like so. And you essentially have your feet are done. Then you want to go here and flip out this gray tab right here to pop out. There's one on either side, and that allows you to pull the ankle down and clamp it back into place. Now you get onto here, the kneecap, flip this out, and while you're doing that, you push this part in so that it collapses like that. Some people have trouble with this, but if you assemble it correctly, it should be able to do this. You pull this out and you push it down, and that should cause this to automatically pop up. And then there's some pegs right there. There's a peg right here, and then a slot right here that just kind of pegs in too. The kneecap should have automatically flipped up, and then you can adjust this little flap right here. Do the same thing on the other side. Flip the heel, flip the toe, extend the ankle, bring this piece down. I'm just saying this is like one of the more complicated transformations for a Gundam. Flip this up, align the ankle, flip up the kneecap, compress it, flip this out, peg this in, and adjust this. And all you need to do now is with the hips, you want to open this up, slide this down, and repeg it back in, and now it's secure, and it's not going to go anywhere. The kneecaps just undid themselves. Okay. Yeah, really the most fragile parts are the backpack, the head, and the ankles. Flip this down, peg that back in. Now what you want to do here, this is kind of tricky, but you want to basically do the splits, make them partially do the splits, and you want to flip this gray piece out so it pops out. What it does is that it basically, you can see that the hip actually shifts, so you want to actually have it shift down for Unicorn mode. So it was pushed up in in Destroy mode. In Unicorn mode it's pushed in, but now you want to push it out, and then it peg it back in because there's some pegs hidden in there. There you go, right there, that pegs into. And then meanwhile, you might as well flip out the thrusters in the back here. You pull down the side skirts on both sides, and then you flip these side skirts like that. They're on a double hinge, so they just kind of fold out like that. Pull this piece down and also flip this up. And then you completed the waist down. So that's already complete. You can see a pretty big difference. Now onto the backpack. Actually, you want to remove the backpack so you can see when you pull you can basically, you kind of wiggle it. You essentially want this flap to pop out. There you go, like that. Then pull down the waist, which exposes more clear orange, and then re-peg it into the upper slot, like so. Now you want to, actually let's go to the arms first, or actually let's get to the backpack. So you have the backpack right here. You want to just open these thrusters. These beam sabers that you couldn't access before, you want to flip up and around, and then flip up again. So once again, flip up halfway, rotate the whole thing 180, and then flip it all the way the rest up. And then last thing you want to do is that you want to push this piece in. This is a little tricky, but hold on. There you go. So what you want to do is that you want to actually flip this piece out like so. And that just reveals an extra peg, although you won't be using it for the Banshee. This is where you would peg in the beam rifle, I believe. So for this arm, first thing you want to do is make sure that it's clenched into a fist with the thumb going across the palm. Then what you want to do is that you want to, this piece kind of acts like a clamp, so you want to kind of unclamp nearest to the shoulder piece like that, and then you can push it the rest of the way up. Then you come to this piece right here, and you want to spin that around. That will open up this. So same thing on the other side. Open this up, and then flip this out. The shoulders tend to unpeg when you do this, but luckily they didn't right now. Now you want to pull, oops, don't pull the whole arm off. You want to pull the wrist so that this orange piece pops out. So you hold on to this blue piece, and there's also a piece on top here. Then you want to push, not unpeg it, but you want to shift this up so that it reveals more orange. Come over here, flip this out, and then flip out the tip of the cannon, and then push this over to cover his hand, and then you can close this up. And then lastly for this arm, you want to just pull these, revealing more orange. So yeah, you got one arm done. Same thing on the other arm practically, although this one's a little bit tricky. You want to open the claw up, so they wrapped around here, and then you want to unpeg them, then unaccordion the lower jaw, I guess, so. And then you want to do the same thing. I'm going to remove these parts so that you can see. You want to pull the hand out, and then also you're going to shift the entire claw upward. So peg that back in. So as you can see, you want to extend it a little bit. And there you go. You have the other hand. You can free up the other hand. Finally, for the chest, you want to extend these parts. Like so. Extend them as far as you can. Then you want to get your beam saber, use the back end, and you want to flip out these little, kind of like, they're usually Vulcans on Gundams. They're the little guns. Although I don't believe on the Unicorn or the Banshee these actually do anything. So like that. Then you come in here and flip out these flaps, revealing even more orange. You want to replace the backpack. And the last piece of resistance is the head. So I have the transformable V-fin on, so first you want to remove cheeks, oops, like so. You just simply unpeg off of there. Then you want to grab the head, flip, oops. You want to actually, the V-fin is 3 pieces, so you want to move this aside without unpegging that. Or try to not unpeg that. Like so. Come in here, flip this up. You want to flip up the face mask, and then you want to shift, you hold the V-fin and then you pull on it to pull the head forward, and then that collapses on there. And then you can carefully split the V-fin. Oops. Let me do that again. So, okay, that goes on there. Split the V-fin, like so. Put that back on. And then you wanna, they used to be, where's his other cheek? Okay. They used to be pegged on like this. You wanna flip it around so that it has the more intricate side as the front. And you wanna peg it back on. Same thing on this other side. Peg this back on. And replace his beam saber that fell off. And now you have the Gundam Unicorn Banshee in destroy mode. So on to the next part, reviewing Gundam Unicorn Banshee's destroy mode.